In rescue, you hear a lot of reasons why people give up their animals. Some are heartbreaking, some are frustrating, and some just leave you scratching your head. That was the day I met Elfie and Gimli. They were surrendered to the shelter where I work, along with their mom, because the owner thought something was, wrong with them. That was the word she used, wrong. She said they were delayed, that maybe they hadn't got enough oxygen at birth. Their mom was a perfectly normal cat, and the rest of the litter was too. But these two, they were different. And to her, different meant wrong. But here's the thing. The moment I laid eyes on them, these two tiny kittens huddled together, I knew exactly what was wrong with them. And it wasn't wrong at all. It was special. They were dwarves. They have a genetic condition called chondrodysplasia, which basically means they have these adorable, short, stubby little legs. I looked at their worried little faces and my heart just melted. There was no way I was letting them get lost in the shelter system. That very same day, I signed the papers to become their foster mom. The plan was to care for them and their mama until they were ready for adoption. But, you can probably guess how that turned out. Let me introduce you properly. First, there's Elfie. She's my little girl. She's the one who's more profoundly affected by the dwarfism. Her legs are shorter, her body's more compact, and she's just dainty. She's a little more aware of her limitations, a bit more cautious. And then there's her brother Gimli. He's what I call less dwarfy. He's got a bit more leg to work with, and he has no idea that he's any different from a regular cat. He's the bold one, the adventurer. They both have these hilarious overbites and no front teeth, so their little tongues sometimes peek out. They look like permanent kittens, even now that they're all grown up. Watching them grow was just this incredible series of tiny victories. Gimli, with his can-do attitude, decided that nothing was going to hold him back. Stairs, mastered them. Leaping off the furniture like a tiny furry cannonball, you bet. He'd seem so proud of himself every time he'd conquer the staircase from the basement all on his own. It's those little things, the moments you see them overcome a challenge that you know is 100 times harder for them. It just fills your heart right up. But Elfie's milestones were the ones that really got me. Because she was so hesitant, every step forward felt like a giant leap. She couldn't really climb, and she struggled with some basic kitty things. For the longest time, she didn't know how to knead, make biscuits like other cats do when they're happy and cozy. I'd watch Gimli do it and wonder if she ever would. And then one day, there she was, on a soft blanket, pushing her tiny paws in and out, this intense look of concentration on her face. She was kneading. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely teared up. It was this perfect, beautiful moment. A sign that she was finally feeling secure and comfortable enough to let those instincts shine through. And oh, the sound she makes. Elfie doesn't really meow like a normal cat. She squeaks. It's the cutest, tiny sound you've ever heard. There's the pick me up right now, mom squeak. There's the frustrated little squeak when she tries to climb something and her little legs just can't get her there. And then there's my favorite, the happy, contented evening squeaks when she's curled up and ready for bed. Our house just wouldn't be the same without the sound of Elfie squeaks. Playtime is a whole other adventure. You haven't seen anything until you've seen dwarf cat playtime. They look like little furry sausages when they run, their bellies low to the ground. They do this hilarious little bum wiggle before they pounce. An empty plastic bottle or a crumpled piece of paper can be the most exciting toy in the world. They chase each other around the kitchen like it's their own personal amusement park. They even have a best friend, our dog Willow, who is so gentle with them. It's a full, happy, chaotic, wonderful life. Now, it's not always easy. Their condition comes with health concerns, and we've had our scares. While back, Elfie had a seizure, which was one of the most terrifying moments of my life. It happened on a concrete floor, and afterwards she developed an abscess on her nose from the fall. We had a few stressful trips to the vet, and she was on medication for a while. It's a reminder that loving a special needs animal means being there for the hard times too. But she is such a fighter. She bounced back, as resilient as ever, and just went back to her squeaking, happy self. When I started sharing their story online, people fell in love with them, and I was so glad the world could see what I saw. But I also want to be really clear about something. Elfie and Gimli are perfect just the way they are, but their condition is the result of a random genetic mutation. They were born to a stray mom. We never ever support the purposeful breeding of cats for physical traits like short legs, which can come with so many health issues. The most important message in their story is to adopt, don't shop. There are so many unique, wonderful, perfectly imperfect animals waiting in shelters, just like they were. So, what started as a foster situation on a random Tuesday in December became my forever family. The woman who brought them in thought something was wrong with them, but she couldn't have been more mistaken. Everything about them is right. Their courage, their silly quirks, their endless capacity for love. They're not the broken kittens someone saw. They are Elfie and Gimli. And now, they're happy. They're safe, and they're home. They're simply part of our amazing, chaotic, beautiful family.